Hi, welcome to Teen Pride Book Talks. My name is Lucy, and this is the program on AADL TV where each episode I take a few minutes to talk about a young adult book that is both representative of and inclusive of folks in the LGBTQIA plus community. The book that I am going to be talking about today is called Becoming a Queen, and it is by Dan Clay. This is a story that takes place in Michigan. It is a fictional town, but then it seems like it's close to Royal Oak, and there are parts in Detroit. And it is about a high school junior named Mark Davis. He begins the book wearing a dress, and it's as part of a talent show. He is in this dress along with two of his basketball teammates. They're all dressed as women for this act in the talent show. Mark is gay, the two other friends are not. And Mark enjoys wearing the dress. He enjoys the experience of being in the talent show and wearing the dress. But immediately after the talent show, his boyfriend at the time is like, take it off, take it off, take it off. And he realizes that his boyfriend really has this internalized homophobia and doesn't want to be dating a person who is dressed as a woman. And that devastates Mark. And so at the start of the book, Mark has just gone through this breakup, and we're learning about the incident that sort of set it off. Mark is also very into musicals and theater. While he is at a rehearsal, one of the other people in the cast comes out, and she's wearing this beautiful purple sort of princessy ball gown. And she says that she got it at Party City because she couldn't find any good costume shops to get it at. And Mark thinks to himself, I have to have that dress. I have to have that dress. Something about that dress speaks to me. I have to have it. So he goes to Party City immediately after rehearsal to find this purple dress. And then he sees some other people from his school. He does not want to run into them, be seen buying a dress. Even though Mark is out as gay, he doesn't want this desire to wear a dress be known by anyone. And so he hides. And while he's hiding, he meets someone named Ezra. And this is the beginning of a relationship between Mark and Ezra that really forms a lot of this book. It is ultimately a very supportive and very loving and very kind relationship. It does have its ups and downs. There are some trust issues, and there are some communication issues. And a lot of what you realize about Mark through this relationship is that he's very internal, and he would be helped by sometimes thinking about other people as much as he thinks about himself. So Mark also has an older brother named Eric, who is 2 years older than he is. And Eric goes to Northwestern. Eric is Mark's biggest champion, and also the person that Mark loves more than anyone in the world, the person that Mark looks up to more than anyone in the world. Eric always seems to have the right thing to say. And not only the right thing to say, but sort of to say it in a very intelligent, philosophical way that makes this advice or encouragement or whatever words he's saying to Mark, or anyone really, sort of carry some weight and be something that people want to repeat to other people. Eric also is struggling with alcoholism. We slowly start to realize in this book. And this book does go into the difficulties of addiction and alcoholism and what that's like for the whole family. And so something that has been always for Mark, what he considers to be a great source of strength, his brother's support and his brother's friendship, actually starts to become a terrible pain for him. And I'm not going to tell you what happens with Eric or how his story resolves, but Mark has to find a way to make himself happy and to create his own world. And one of the ways he does this is he is so deeply unhappy, and he slips that dress on, and he becomes happier in that dress. He wears it out for the first time with Ezra. They go to a Halloween party. Ezra is very supportive of this. He wants Mark to be whoever Mark is and to do whatever makes him feel happy. And so they go to this Halloween party. It's the first time that Mark's worn a dress out of the house, and he just feels happy the whole time, and it's great. He meets some other drag queens, and this sort of starts this journey into drag, and it becomes this sort of unexpected outlet for Mark's pain. It also becomes a way for him to connect with other people, and ultimately it becomes a way for him to show himself as he truly is. Mark works really hard through doubt, through fear, through shame, through definitely feeling insecure about showing himself in dresses to other people, but eventually it is this very important, empowering thing. And Mark's journey towards becoming his authentic self is really beautiful. The book itself is at times heart-wrenching. It gets sad, but it's also real. One of the things that I loved about this book, and I did really love this book, is that the characters were very real. They made mistakes that were frustrating to see as a reader, these miscommunications, these missed connections, but that was really real. And they also feel their feelings in a very real way, no matter what those feelings are. This is Dan Clay's first book. He has written in magazines and newspapers and for television shows, but in those venues, he's writing as Carrie Dragshaw, which is his drag name. This is his debut novel, and he is just a very talented writer and really gets across the page the feelings and the voices. There are also times that are very funny in this book, and it is a story that is uplifting despite some real tragedy. And it just speaks so highly to the power of love, to the difficulty of loss, and also to the happiness that can come when you discover your authentic self and you get to start being that self around other people. As I said before, I really loved this book. I was sad when it ended because the characters were that real to me, and I felt that I wanted to know more about them. I look forward to reading the next novel that Dan Clay writes. In the meantime, I recommend you read this one, That's Becoming a Queen by Dan Clay. Thank you for joining me.